Did we want more? Of course. Will we continue to work for more? Of course.
We've got more to do to complete the rest of the president's agenda on child care, senior care, expanding Medicare, and investing in housing. And with a few more Democrats in the Senate, we will get that done too. But today, let's celebrate this massive investment for the people over politics.
Expired.
Let's pass this bill.
As currently written, this is an extremely modest piece of legislation that does virtually nothing to address the enormous crises that working families all across this country are facing today.
What's up, you guys? It's Steve here with some pretty incredible news coming out as a lot of members of the Democratic Party are saying, President Joe Biden, you did not keep your promises on stimulus checks, child tax credits, free college tuition, free child care, Social Security increases, an assortment of different provisions that have not been met and they did not come through in this Inflation Reduction Act, the reconciliation bill, formerly known as the Build Back Better bill. And they're saying it's time, and we're hearing about 2 different delivery times. Now, I'm going to get you caught up on the latest. This is your breaking news stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Now, first off, you guys, take a look at this. Biden, Democrats plan grand celebration next month for the Inflation Reduction Act. And you can see that he is on vacation right now. We're hearing when he returns, he's going to be signing this reconciliation bill. There's going to be a grand celebration for the passage of this bill finally after a year of negotiations. And if you missed my last video on it, check it out. As we heard, they're celebrating. They're saying that they finally accomplished a major feat for the American people. However, a lot of people are vocalizing that they are not happy with this bill. Republicans are saying it's going to be increasing inflation. A lot of people here on the channel are saying this does nothing to send direct assistance to the American people. And even Bernie Sanders and progressives are saying you gotta keep your promises. There is no provisions in here that are going to directly help out people with stimulus checks, child tax credits, all those provisions that we had mentioned before. And take a look, you guys. Senator Bernie Sanders, he's coming out saying this is an extremely modest spending bill that is failed to meet the moment, saying they had a huge opportunity right now to serve the American people, to address a lot of the economic issues that are taking place right now. And he's saying, we missed it. We fell short. And if you think that this is going to convince the American people to keep us in power in these upcoming midterm elections, you got another thing coming. Now, let me know your thoughts, you guys, because I know I've heard that vocalized from a lot of people here on the channel saying stimulus checks, major miss. And here's the thing, we don't need all of these other provisions for all these other things, but people need direct assistance and payments. Just send out checks. And if you're concerned about inflation and debt, well, why don't you just tap into the $800 billion of leftover funds from previous packages, send it out to the American people. Won't add to debt or inflation already issued from previous packages, just sitting there untouched, unused. Why not send it out? And it's just very frustrating because I have been working on that comprehensive stimulus checklist. As you guys know, last night added 10 new programs in the states of Louisiana, Indiana, California, Nevada, Colorado, New Mexico, Washington. That's right. Those states, I found stimulus check programs taking place right now where people are getting money. And I bet a lot of people don't even know these programs exist because there is a lack of awareness. They're not letting people know. Literally billions of excess funds sitting across the nation right now, and people don't know what's available to them. It's only available for a limited amount of time. And if you miss out, then it goes back to the federal government and you totally miss out on the funds. And you guys, I don't want that to happen to anybody here on my channel. So as you guys know, I'm working on a comprehensive list of all the checks in the nation, putting them all into one easy to access place for you. Now, going to release this here very soon. I just keep making this list longer and longer. More programs are popping up. Others are expiring. So I'm just going to release it, and then we're going to have to keep this updated. But if you want access to that, because people are missing out all the time, I have well over 20 different programs in California alone. Go add your email to www.reliefroadmap.com. I'm going to release that here very soon to make sure that people do not miss out, because there's so many people that don't realize what's available right now. Everybody's waiting for that 4th federal level stimulus check, which we will see. I will keep you up to date. But you guys, there's other checks happening right now, some that you need to apply for. And if you missed my last video on it, check it out. I did one this morning on new programs that just opened up today for you to be able to apply. So go check that out if you missed it. But you guys, let me get you caught up as to what they're saying. We're hearing that there's 2 potential new arrival times for provisions that we can expect to see. One is, as I've been mentioning to you for quite some time, midterm elections. They want to get things done before these midterm elections to convince people to vote to keep them in power. And the other one we're hearing is 2023. Now, I'm going to get you all the details, you guys, but they're saying they are not done. They're still working to deliver on these. Now, we will see. I will keep you up to date, but I'm going to dive into the latest articles coming out and get you caught up on the details. Now, before we do me a quick favor. If you appreciate the updates, keeping you up to speed on everything going on, I cite all my sources, put them on the screen, read right from them so you know what's the latest. If you appreciate that, don't forget to take a quick second, smash that like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not? Come join the Ram fam. All you got to do is very quickly hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. Make sure to spell it right because right now I've got impersonators on Instagram that are trying to pretend they're me, trying to scam people out of money, doing some Bitcoin scheme or something like that. You guys, it's not me. SteveRam3 on Instagram. Shoot me a DM. And also consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth, personal finance. More content coming on that channel to help you out with this inflation, a recession, a housing market crash, everything going on. Sharing with people how to start businesses, invest in real estate, stocks, cryptos, things like that. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive into what's happening right now, what we're hearing from Democratic members of Congress about more stimulus provisions coming here very soon. All right, you guys, so first up, link in the description below to this article that came out this morning from the Washington Post that says Biden Democrats, they plan a grand celebration next month of the Inflation Reduction Act passage. He's going to be signing this into law here very soon. Now, this article says that today, President Biden remains on vacation in South Carolina's Kiawah Island. Sorry if I mispronounced that. He plans to sign the Inflation Reduction Act into law this week, but the White House is preparing for a much larger celebration on September 6th after Labor Day, when Americans can expect to pay more attention to what's at stake in the fall midterm elections. And we've heard this vocalized, even just outright admitted by Senator Joe Manchin, who has said everything that they're doing right now, it all focuses on what's going to be unfolding in the midterm elections. They want to get things done to persuade voters to keep them in power. And that's why historically we see things ramp up right by elections, because they want to show, hey, look what we did for you. Remember that when you place your vote. Now, the long-delayed bill passed by the House on Friday aimed to lower prescription drug costs, address global warming, raise taxes on some billion-dollar corporations, and reduce the federal deficit. So that is what unfolded. They want to celebrate this, but we're hearing that more is going to be on the way here before these elections, and we're hearing a lot of people are saying, yes, more needs to be done, because take a look at this, you guys. Bernie Sanders is not happy, saying this is a modest bill. As Democrats, they celebrate the long-sought passage of Joe Biden's sweeping health and climate and economic package. Bernie Sanders is not ready to declare victory. Instead, the Vermont senator is sounding the alarm that Congress has failed to meet the moment with potentially grave consequences for American democracy. And he says, we are living in enormously difficult times right now. And I worry very much that the people are giving up on democracy because they do not believe that their government is working for them. Let me know, do you agree with Bernie Sanders? Do you feel like our government is failing us? Democracy is failing us. So they're not meeting the needs of the American people. Now, the legislation, which Biden is expected to sign into law next week, is but the sliver of the ambitious domestic policy initiative that Sanders, the chair of the Senate Budget Committee, helped draft last year. The original proposal, it was, in his view, already a compromise. And as you recall, that was $3.5 billion that they had wanted to see. He had wanted to see $6 trillion, $7 trillion. They had talked about $10 trillion of additional spending to send out reoccurring monthly checks, child tax credits, Social Security increases, all of those provisions which were stripped out of the bill. The original proposal was, in his view, already a compromise, but he believes that it would have gone a long way in addressing the widespread economic distress that is undermining Americans' faith in their government. Now, abandoned in the process, here's some of the things that came in the final bill of the proposal was to lower the cost of childcare, establish universal pre-K, guaranteed parental leave, expanded care for the elderly and disabled people, and making community college tuition free for 2 years. These were some of the policies that he had argued for, and at best would be helping ease the economy's hardship that is currently facing American families. All of those were stripped from the bill. Now, to underscore his point, the senator listed listed a series of worrying indicators. Elderly Americans are unable to afford home care. Families are struggling to pay for child care. Young people are burdened with student loan debt. All of it made worse by soaring costs of the necessities such as food, fuel, and rent, which we're seeing at record highs. A lot of people are hurting, and they're looking to the United States Congress asking, do you understand what's going on in my life right now? And I think their conclusion is, no, they don't. Now, let me know your thoughts. Do you feel like they understand? Are they able to relate to the American people? Or do you think that a lot of them are just so well off, they're just so far disconnected, they have no understanding of the hurt that people are going through right now? And he said, extremely modest bill that does virtually nothing to address the enormous crisis facing the working families of our country right now. So you guys, let me know your thoughts. We've heard from Democrats that they needed to unify and celebrate and say that this bill, the Inflation Reduction Act, the reconciliation bill, was enough, that it was going to help, and that would help persuade voters to get on board to keep them in power. But we're hearing that that is not the case. Democrats are saying, no, more needs to be done. This is not the end of it. They're saying they are going to celebrate. However, more needs to come. And we're hearing that it's going to be right before these elections. And also, we're hearing talks about more passage of legislation in 2023. So, more could be coming around the corner, you guys. Now, we will see. Do you think that they're actually going to be getting this done, keeping their promises well after over a year? Or do you think that it's all just talk to keep them in power? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. So there you have it, you guys. A lot unfolding right now. Pretty incredible. Now, we're going to be seeing, and I will keep you up to date every step of the way. As we approach these elections, expect a lot to ramp up. We're expecting executive actions, more calls, proposals, legislation being introduced in Congress. We're going to see what makes it through. And also, we're hearing that after that, as you know, there will be another reconciliation bill at the disposal of Congress. Now, we will see if Democrats are still in power, if they're going to be able to pull that off. Also, we're hearing that Republicans are vocalizing as well that if they gain control in Congress and are in power, they're going to be pushing for child tax credits, other tax rebates, an assortment of different things to help out the American people. So promises getting thrown out from both ends of the aisle. We will see who comes out victorious and what ends up happening. But you guys, that is the latest. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget to take a quick second, smash that like button if you appreciate the content. Leave your comments, share this out if you think it could help out other people. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, totally free. Why not? Come join the Ram fam, smash the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Consider joining the second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. And keep an eye out for that comprehensive list. If you haven't added your email yet to get access to all the stimulus checks across the nation, do so at www.reliefroadmap.com. We're approaching 8,000 people. You guys, I'm here for you. Going to make sure you know about everything so you don't miss out on anything. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.